This explains everything. Why we're even here. That's right, we're talking about the Anunnaki. In 1849, archaeologists unearthed 14 tablets from ancient Mesopotamia, over 4,000 years old, written by the Sumerians, the very first human civilization we know of dating back 6,000 years. These tablets contained the Eridu Genesis, and what they say could change everything. It started about 445,000 years ago, when these sky gods called the Anunnaki arrived on Earth. And their name has been translated to meaning those from which heaven to earth came. They hailed from a world far out in our solar system called Nibiru that gets close to us every 3,600 years. And don't forget, the Sumerians had pretty advanced astronomical knowledge, somehow without the telescope. Like, they knew about all of the planets. Which sounds impossible, because we know about every planet that orbits the sun, right? Well, as it turns out, NASA has been searching for what they call Planet
Yeah, NASA is so honest too, right? They're gonna tell us about all the things they know about.
9 or Planet X for decades due to finding unexplained gravitational anomalies out there. And recently, Caltech astronomers published evidence of a massive planet with an extremely elongated orbit beyond Neptune, with an orbital period estimated to be around 3,600 years. What are the odds? So why come to Earth? Well, the Anunnaki apparently needed water and gold to fix their atmosphere.
Resources, hence why they're taking energy from our planet.
Which is interesting because we use gold today in spacecraft for radiation shielding because it's incredibly effective. Now, according to the story, the Anunnaki originally brought their own workers called the Ajiji. They were brought in to mine gold in the Persian Gulf and Africa, but they revolted after about 250,000 years of brutal labor and were crushed. Afterwards, an Anunnaki leader named Enki created a slave race of workers by combining the Anunnaki DNA with Homo erectus around 250,000
Could we be that slave race of workers?
years ago. They called this species Adamu, which in Hebrew, Adam means man. Sound familiar? Well, the Sumerian tablets were created 1,000 years before the story of Genesis in the Bible.
Now imagine programming man to work for them, to work as a slave, but thinking that they're free. That would be a great plan, wouldn't it be?
But then things start to happen. Some Anunnaki started interbreeding with human women, and they wound up giving birth to giants. Yeah, those kind of giants that many believe were the Nephilim. And they were incredibly violent and powerful, and it just threw a whole wrench into the Anunnaki's plans. So Enki's brother, Enlil, who was leading things at the time, was like,
No.
and decided that humanity needed to be wiped out and reset with a cataclysmic flood. Now,
How many religions talk about a cataclysmic flood?
hundreds of cultures around the world have a flood myth, and many of these cultures have had zero contact with each other over the eons. So how is it that they would have all had a similar story about a flood?
It's almost as if there's truth to every single religion and every single culture, but they make it so that you focus on the parts that don't align, so that there's confusion and chaos and division.
Flood. After the flood, the tablets say that the Anunnaki helped the surviving humans to rebuild, but they also installed certain humans as kings, family bloodlines that would rule over the rest of us to make sure that we stayed under their control.
It can't be the 13 bloodlines, can't be the Rothschilds, can't be that family, right?
While the real rulers from Nibiru watch from afar. Some think that this system is still in place today, just with new names instead of kings and peasants.
Everybody on this planet is enslaved to the global elite, whether they realize it or not. Just think about your day-to-day. Think about where your energy goes and whether it's making you richer or making the people that you work for richer. Now is the time to break free from these people, which is why we created the American Congress Party, to get politicians in power that actually care about the common man and to boot these people that are serving this global cabal out of power. It's time to make Americans rich again and to end this thousands of hundreds of thousands of years of slavery.